Hi there, it's Rose. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm very excited to be participating in the hashtag Let's Do Die Cutting Monday. And this is a weekly collaboration that is hosted by Kathy's Creative Crafts and More and Tree on Crafts. So I'd like to thank those ladies for hosting this open collab. The goal of the collaboration is to really get out your dies, get out your punches, do some die cutting, create some die cuts for your stash, or to send off a happy mail or have a giveaway. It's just a great way to use our supplies that maybe have gotten a little dust over the months and kind of take them out and build your craft stash. You have a tendency to be able to really utilize die cuts on cards and tags and labels and on treat topper bags. So there's a great way to have some at the ready. So I'm very happy to be participating. This is the first week that I've joined this collab. I will, of course, link their channels down below, as well as the hashtag that you'll see on the screen. Let's Do Die Cutting Monday. So let's get into it, and I'll show you the supplies that I used and then some of the things that I die cut. So I started out with my Gemini Mini, and I really like this smaller die cutting machine. I've done an unboxing and little test and review of this machine, but it's one of my favorites because it's so portable and lightweight. It is manual, obviously, with the crank. It's got suction cup feet. I can take it out by the pool. I can take it to the lake, anywhere that I want to do die cutting or a little crafting, and that's what I love about this Gemini Mini. So this is what I decided to use, along with some Crafter's Companion Gemini dies. And for my first week in this collaboration, I wanted to stick with the basic shapes for some of my die cuts. So I'll show a picture of the dies now, but they're from the Crafter's Companion collection: a heart shape, a square, a circle, and a hexagon. I love these shapes, specifically when doing them with different papers, cardstock, and then some designer paper. Each die is actually, each set is 2 dies. So in the case of the hearts, you have the scallop heart, which cuts a little bit larger heart, and then just a clean cut heart for the second one. The same thing with the square. It's a scallop square, and then you get a plain square. So it gives you a lot of versatility. You can cut one or both. In my case, I cut both and then layered them. So I love the versatility of that. The same thing with the circle. It's a circle scallop. It also cuts a little stitching. Both the circle and the square not only cut the scallop for the larger die, but also a little faux stitching. And then the plain circle, which is always handy when you're doing layering or just creating a focal point for a card. The hexagon does not have the scallop. It's just a larger hexagon and then a little bit smaller. Again, great for layering. So I want to show you some of what I cut out, give you some ideas. If you have similar dies, or you may even have these die sets, but let's get into it and I'll show you what I cut out with these. So let's start out with the heart dies, because I can't think of a die that is more versatile. Hearts are perfect, not just for Valentine's Day, but really all year long. You can use them on birthday cards and anniversary cards, and thinking of you cards and I love you cards. And that's just the cards. Then they're perfect on tags, or as I said, also on gift bags. I could have cut these out all day, but what I love about the versatility of this particular die is that you get two. First of all, this perfect little plain heart die cut is great. You know, it would be perfect on, here's a simple card, and then you can maybe add a sentiment like a note of thanks. That would be sweet on a tag too. But the fact that you get the larger layering piece really helps to take the die cut to the next level. So I love the thought of layering those up, maybe popping up the lighter pink with a little bit of phone tape to add some dimension. That's really fun. Again, if you have a coffee lover, you can add another little simple die cut that I colored up there, and that would be really sweet on a tag, or maybe included with a little gift card for Starbucks, say. So those are really perfect. And then it's fun to cut the simple heart out that doesn't have the scallop with pattern paper. So you have that look as well. And I did that, of course, in the classic red. You can use the scallop heart by itself, or you can layer it up, or you can layer it with pattern paper. Again, pop the whole thing up. You can almost make a mini shaker by layering that out with acetate, filling it with the shaker beads and popping that up. So that would be cute, and a lot of different variety just by cutting out pink and a lighter pink and then some different pattern paper. So a note of thanks, or how about you shouldn't have? That would be cute on a card as well. So you can't go wrong with cutting out heart die cuts. So even though it's a simple shape, there's so much that you can do with it. And I love the fact that when you have a layering piece, it gives you that many more options. So that was one of my first die cuts. I didn't cut too many, but I could have cut them all day long and had them ready for next Valentine's Day, or like I said, birthdays and anniversaries, great events all year long. Just sending a note for someone to brighten their day. It's always sweet to include a heart die cut. So let's move along to the next shape. So the next one that was really fun for me to die cut a lot of is the squares. I love the fact that it's a scalloped stitch square and then the smaller, little bit smaller square in the center. So again, here's one I cut out in pink. Here's a little bit of pattern paper with a cat and a mouse. But that square would be nice just with adding another simple little element to it for the front of one of my favorite size cards, which is a 4x4. Or again, adding the coffee cup, I'm happy for you. That would be adorable as well. So a lot of versatility, and then again, adding the pattern paper. That's actually a lightweight paper that I also picked up at the Dollar Tree, so you don't have to spend a lot on pattern paper to really have some cute ones. Here's a cute little embellishment, square shape for a Christmas card. Again, I like this for a 4x4 card, but you could also punch a hole, put a simple baker's twine through it, and that would make an adorable Christmas little tag for a gift. So I like that as well. And then a bright orange and yellow is always fun if you want to make some Halloween embellishments. And again, what's nice about these shapes is that they're a great little focal point for a card. So it sort of will draw your eyes in because of the square scallop shape, and then the solid square. It'll draw your eyes to the center of the card on whatever you want to focus on. So this is cute for Halloween colors. And then here's another one with some green foil paper on a green background This, again, you could use on its own. Cut several of those and put them on across a mini slimline card. And here's the reverse of the other one. So the other one was orange and yellow. This is yellow and orange, but the same type of an idea. Pop it up, use them separately or together, layer one up or layer both up with foam paper. So that's the square. Super fun. I could have cut these out all day too. I will use these all the time on my cards and for mini tags as well. So let's move on to the next shape. Here's another classic shape, great for die cutting, building your die cut stash. Circles, can you ever have too many circles? Again, focal point on cards or tags on their own. The scallop I just love, and I love the fact that this set came with the solid circle as well. So here's what it looks like when it's cut out. You can see that faux stitching all the way around that adorable scalloped circle. Here are two different shades of green, really bright and cheery for spring. Again, it's great to stamp your sentiment right in the center and have this be the focal point on a card. But again, you can layer an image up. That would be adorable as well. So here's one that I cut for Christmas, this little Santa paper on the red background, but you could use this one on its own or this one on its own with a different pattern paper. Or again, punch a hole, some baker's twine, and that's a great little Christmas tag. And here's another one for Halloween with the orange paper and some pretty dots. So that would be sweet as well. I could see this on a little Halloween treat bag with maybe a die cut for you and sign your name, drop it off for your neighbor. We're halfway to Halloween now, believe it or not, so it's time to make your Halloween embellishments. Here's one with black and then a purple, black and white chevron pattern paper. Really pretty. And here's another one for Christmas with little snowmen on that green background. So these are just perfect to have in your stash, whether you decide to use them alone or with the layering piece. Let's move on to the hexagon. Okay, the last set of die cuts that I created for this week are these hexagons. And I really didn't know if I would like this shape as much as I do. This is the first hexagon die set that I have. I like, again, that I have the layering piece as well. Here's a sweet one that I cut out for a Christmas embellishment. And I just thought the shape was really fun for a card. You can add a little stamped image that I've colored up. In this case, it's a flamingo. Again, you can add sentiments. You can stagger it. You can put them together. You can pop them up. All kinds of options. Really cute as the focal point on a card. So I really like this shape, and I think I'll use it more than I thought I would. That's a little one that I did for Christmas. Here's another one with that green gold foil paper on the red background. Here's another one that's perfect for Halloween, or maybe this cute little stamped image popped up. So it's great size to sort of have a little bit of interest for your stamped images as well when you're putting them on a card. And again, I had Halloween on my mind here, and I did some with the orange and black. So the little Dracula and a bat, really adorable. Now, the other nice thing about this shape is they're very interesting for the front of a slimline card. Now, you probably wouldn't use this color combination together, but for layering pieces, that's what it might look like for the front of a slimline card. I think this red and green will show up a little bit better than the orange and black, but it's really just for you to get the idea. You can sort of turn them on the pointed end for a different look, or the flat end. So it almost looks like a diamond shape there, and that would be the front of the Sunline card. So you could add some ribbon, washi tape, baker's twine, a sentiment, and again, you may want to stick with one particular background color for the larger size of the hexagon, and maybe different color pattern papers, or alternate. Again, this combination is just for an example of how they would look on a card, but I think it's really a fun shape. And again, I think that I'll probably use them both separate and with the smaller size for layering pieces. So I had a lot of fun participating in this, my first time with the Die Cut Monday. I think I'll be back again next week to show you some other things that I cut out. For this week, I wanted to stay with the more classic shapes, just so you might get some ideas. If you have similar dies in your stash, or punches, so that you can get some ideas on how you might want to use them for cards or tags as well. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to follow that hashtag so you can see all the other great collaborators that are participating in Die Cutting Monday, and give them a big thumbs up and a comment as well. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.